the Fish Tank Guide store here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is my window display fish tank, one of my personal fish tanks here in the store. It is a 155-gallon Bowfront. It has lots of African cichlids and South American catfishes. These are my personal fishes. A lot of these fishes are adoptions. They are not for sale. They're on my pets. This is part 2 of this tank. So here go another adoption right here. This is my most recent adoption. This leaf fish right here. This is the biggest leaf fish that I have. The previous owner passed away a few weeks ago, and his family Googled fish and they found me and called me up, and they was just really frantic because they didn't know how to take care of fish tanks, and you know, they had to empty the apartment out, and it was just getting rid of a lot of furniture and stuff, and just donating a lot of stuff. And they literally gave me 2 complete setups, 37-gallon tanks, excuse me, and all the fish. In one tank it had about a 15-inch pleco, and in the other tank, and also with that pleco, a couple of black skirt tetras. And then in the other tank they had 2 African leaf fish, like that one back there. And the other one, excuse me, the other one was slightly bigger than this one, and unfortunately it was dead. Oh man, that was a heartbreak piece. Oh goodness, it was dead. When I was emptying the tank, and the tank was just so dirty, so stinky, smelly. I think I've never encountered a fish tank that dirty. And honestly, at this point, I don't remember if the previous owner passed away 2 weeks prior or 2 months, but those tanks looked like they were neglected for a good while. Just really dirty, murky water. You could hardly see through it. And as I was in there moving my net around trying to catch this guy, I found the other one and it was dead. And it was slightly bigger than this one. Oh man, it would have been nice to have a really big African leaf fish. But this one is an adoption. And I have, there it goes again right there. And I have 2 smaller ones, African leaf fish, that I adopted this past summer. Now, this yellowtail I see is an mbuna. I don't usually tell nobody this. In my tank here, I have predominantly all peacocks and haps. I don't want no mbunas in here because I hear about how their aggression level is so big and they can bully peacocks and so on. But I read up on this yellowtail I see, and it talks about how they're more of a docile mbuna. They're, you know, a lot more calmer, and I just saw how pretty it was, and I really like this fish. And I like a lot of other mbunas. I just don't want no mbunas in this tank. But this yellowtail I see is an adoption. I got him this past summer. He came with those 23 mbunas that I got from that 125. So this yellowtail I see right now is in my window tank. He is my pet. Look how awesome he looks. Then I have smaller ones back there, you know, in my fish for sale tanks for 10 bucks each, but this one is my pet. That's my Tropheus. My Tropheus regularly bullies this guy right here, this black speckled whatever, and I believe Kings and Queens on YouTube. I was watching one of their videos a few nights ago, and I believe he has the same exact fish, and I forgot what he called it. It was something about the eyes, and I meant to, you know, jog down that name and Google it again, because I really would love to find out the name of this fish again. And it'll be cool if he's the one that can get 10 inches big, but It grew so fast in the last year and a half, I thought it was going to be a 10-inch, but around this past summer, it literally just stopped growing. He tends to bully a lot my jewel fish. He's the only one that really bullies my jewel fish. And then the trophy is the only one that really bullies him. So, you know, interesting. Let's see who else I find in here. This is my VC10. I had a big one, a bigger one. And unfortunately, it died on me last summer. Earlier, April, May this year, when I moved some fish from one tank to another, and I took out the most dominant dragon blood in that tank, and then there was some fighting going on who's going to be the next boss in that tank, and unfortunately, my VC10 got taken out. So now I bought one from my distributor, and I wish it would have been a little bigger, but it's not. I put them in here, can't wait for it to get bigger. But that's my VC10. There go my smaller African leaf fish right here. These two I adopted this past summer. They came from that 125 gallon with the 23 Africans that I got. These two, there was 3 African leaf fish. I kept 2 for me. I have 1 for sale back there because, I figure someone's going to see mine and want to buy mine, and I don't want to sell mine adopted one, so that I can say, hey, I got one back here for sale and so on. So see how that goes. This common pleco right here is an adoption. I have, here you go, the other one right there. I have 2 of them. They were adopted in the last couple months, and they are for sale. That lady commonly comes here and buys fish food, and it was nice to hear her excitement. This oblique I bought from my distributor. He's a male, and every now and then I'll buy some males from my distributor because I really would like to have a lot more males, a lot more coloration in this window tank. So this smaller oblique OB right here, I put him in here about a month and a half ago. This cool looking fish, headstander right there, look at that. Swims in a slant a lot, a headstander, or an abramite. And I forget if he's an African or a South American, but he is just a cool looking fish. And I've had him once before. And my distributor had him, and I was looking down the list and I saw abramites. I'm like, oh, I haven't had one in years. I'm gonna get another one. So I got 1 for me. I got 2 for sale. They're $20 each, right about that size. And I think they get like 5 inches big, like the size of your palm, so size of your hand, I guess, depending on what size hand you have. But yep, we'll see when the abramite gets bigger. I'm pretty excited. Here go my Cynodontis catfish. This Cynodontis catfish is an adoption. I got it, I want to say like 6 years ago. It came out of a 150 gallon tank. The guy raised it was 2 Oscars. I think it might have been a Jack Dempsey. And he had 2 Cynodontis catfishes. This was the bigger one. He had one slightly smaller. And I had them together for a while. But this one tended to bully the smaller one. Always like, pecking at it, chasing it, everything. It was like always just bullying it, like bothering it. Consistently, all the time. And I read somewhere and it said it's not a good idea to keep them together. And they tend to bully each other, like 2 of the same species and so on. So I ended up selling the smaller one. But this is the bigger one, and I've kept it. And I have small ones for sale, about 2 inches big, 1.5 inches. They're $10 each. And whenever I talk to people about them, customers, and I'd be like, well, look, come look at my window tank. Look at my big Cynodontis catfish. Look what that one's going to look like when it gets bigger. So I'll show them that excitement, and that's how I sell those Cynodontis catfishes. A lot of people a lot of customers get bothered with me, always saying, oh, you keep all the pretty fish, all the nice fish are in the window tank. You don't want to sell them, blah, blah, blah. So Even though I mostly sell fish tanks, I do have some fish for sale. And lately, I've been buying, more from my fish distributor when he has stuff like what I have in my window, and I do my fish orders. I'll pick up some other stuff to have them on my tanks for sale. So when someone says, "Hey, I like this, I like that," whatever, well, mine's not for sale, but I got this one back here for sale. A lot less money, $10, $20, $50, whatever, and so on. But stuff in my window tank I don't want to sell, and if somebody just keeps pressuring me, bugging me, sell it to me, then I usually hit them with a astronomically high price. Leave me alone. I don't want to sell it, but if you give me this much, it's yours. Let's see, let me just move my chair around. I want to. Here we go. So you just kind of see the the curved front on this tank. How awesome it looks. 6 feet long, 18 inches wide on the sides, 24 inches wide in the middle. That's the widest part. And I believe it's about 26 inches tall. I don't know how bad that sun glare or that daylight glare is coming in. How good you can see this tank, but this tank, well established, has been my window tank for about 8-9 years. I don't advertise it for sale. Every now and then someone comes in and inquires on it and wants to buy it, and I do say I don't want to sell it, but everything is for sale. The price is right, and I'll give them a price for everything less the fish, and I'll think about it. Okay, good. Leave me alone, because I really don't want to sell it. But I always wonder if someone's going to call my bluff someday, and just got their tax income check back in or something, got some money, and and buy it. I don't know what I will put in this window next, but we'll see. We'll see. One of the smaller leaf fish. Adoption. I feed this tank a variety of different things all the time. I feed flake food, I feed pellets, I feed sinking pellets, floating pellets, I feed freeze-dried shrimp. They get I feed shrimp pellets. They love the shrimp pellets. The bicher loves the shrimp pellets. The clown loaches like the shrimp pellets. A lot of the catfishes like the shrimp pellets. They get treats. I do give them, from time to time, I'll buy a cucumber, slice it in half, weigh it down with a rock and a rubber band, and they'll graze on that cucumber for a few days. They love that. I've given them baby spinach. I've given them romaine lettuce. I have other YouTube videos that you can watch of them eating, a video for cucumber, a video for romaine lettuce, a video for baby spinach, and you can see them eating different varieties. And I usually tell my customers that it's good to, to change up their diet, change up their food, and give them different varieties of food like that as well. Right now, I'm feeding this tank practically twice a day. I feed them when I first come in the morning, whatever time I get here, 10, 11 o'clock, and so forth, and I feed them at the end of the day, depending what time I'm closing, 5:30, 6, 7 o'clock at night. Usually on Sundays I don't come, or I might come. They might get one feeding on a Sunday. And a lot of times throughout the day, they might get snacks. I might be giving, another fish some snacks or something, and hey, just go walk around the store and feed every tank, and everybody gets a snack. And when I mean a snack, I just mean like just regular whatever fish food I have, and I'm feeding whoever, and hey, I just feed everybody else while I'm at it. Why not? But I don't overfeed, and if you can see, my tank most of the time is crystal clear. People always ask me, how do you keep your tank so crystal clear looking? Oh my goodness, this, that, this. And I usually tell them, in my opinion and from what I've learned and heard over the years, I think it's really 3 simple things. 1, don't overfeed your fish. I usually tell people, feed them enough that they'll eat everything 2 minutes or less. I hear a lot of that is the rule of thumb. Other people say another rule of thumb is as long as the food don't reach the bottom, if it don't sink all the way to the bottom. But you know, I do have a ton of bottom feeders in this tank. So again, don't overfeed your fish. 1. 2, don't leave your lights on 24/7. A lot of people do that. Leave the lights on all the time. And I've read elsewhere that lights on could be anywhere from 8 to 10 hours a day. I tell people, my opinion, fish don't need the light. You know, the light is for us to see them. But if no one's going to be home enjoying the tank, looking at the tank, even though the lights don't waste a whole lot of electricity, in my opinion, then just leave the lights off. Boom. So that's 2. Don't leave the lights on all the time. And 3, have over-filtration. This is a 155-gallon tank. I have a Fluval FX6 400-gallon filter. It filters 400 gallons. That's a filter 3 times stronger than what I need. And I'm pretty tempted to add 1 more FX6 on this tank. A lot of people would say that's an overkill, but still. And I always tell people, you know, whatever tank you have a 55-gallon, put a filter on there for 150-gallon. If you have a hang on the back filter for a 60-gallon tank, add a second hang on the back filter for another 60-gallon tank, or for an 80-gallon tank, or for a 110-gallon tank, and so forth. Have twice, 3, 4 times more the amount of filtration you need on that tank. A lot of times that helps on keeping that tank crystal clear. Crystal clear. So, okay, enough of my window tank. I think I described all my adoptions in this tank and cool looking fish that I can think of. And I want to add some cooler fish in this tank. I want to add a nice size fire eel, like a 18-inch or bigger. I like to have a couple African ropefish in here as well. And a Venistus, I want to add a Venistus, a male Venistus. I like the colors on that fish. And years ago, I had a blueberry OB peacock. I would love to get another blueberry as well. There's a few more. I would love to get a giraffe catfish. They're pretty neat looking with that long nose, you know. So if I don't sell this tank, it's pending sale in the next month or so, if not less. Somebody really wants it, and they've been saying ending December, beginning January. So we'll see. If they don't sell, I really want to change this river rock gravel to sand, black and white sand. So maybe change this driftwood to a different driftwood. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the next couple weeks. But in the interim, give you a little tour of the Fish Tank Guys store while I have your attention. This is an adoption about a few months back, a butter Kofi. I thought it was a South American. I stand corrected. It is an African cichlid. That's this tank buddy now, this tiger shovel-nosed catfish. They're both for sale. So if you're interested, inquire within. My room divider tank. I got this tank for free last year, June 2018. Look how crystal clear that water is. Room divider tank with a little bit over 100 peacocks that were born here this past summer. Doesn't look like it. I guess they're camera shy. They're all hiding inside the Texas Holy Rock. But this is one of my personal tanks, not for sale. Room divider tank. There they go. They're coming out. There goes a giant guami I adopted about 6 weeks ago. It is about 15 inches long now, and its tank mate is an African lungfish, right about 33 inches long. I adopted this 4.5 years ago. He's my store mascot, and this 15-inch common pleco, I adopted this about 3 weeks ago, I think, more or less. And they're in my 120-gallon Oceanic Starfire front glass tank. This is my other 120-gallon all glass aquarium tank. And these are predominantly all females. Now help me out here. Is this a male Venistus or a female? I was so sure it was a female, but you can see that slate gray, almost blue in the mouth and the face area, and a male gets that. So it's changing color, and I think it's a male. I'm hoping it's a male because he's going to go in my window tank really soon. Please comment, let me know if you think it's a male. I'm still doing some Google research on it. This female peacock, she was born here February 5th, 2018. Her brother is in a window tank. This is the sister. She's in here. This is my mostly all females. The dolphin heads, the Mories, I believe one is a male and the other 3 are females. And this is the dominant male in this tank now, hoping he will breed with some of the fish in here and I can get some babies, but we'll see. So, some of my toys here at the Fish Tank Guy store. Little tour. What's, the store looks like. Corner Pentagon, 44-gallon corner Pentagon tanks. Lots and lots of decorations to choose from. Bottom shelf, everything is $5. Second shelf, everything is $10. Third shelf, everything is $20 except the air pumps. And then an adopted beta inside this tank with that algae eater fish. There you go, camera shy. And a female beta, so chilling inside this fluval little tank right here. Look at this cool decoration. I've never had this decoration, and I just bought it with some fish that I bought, and I'm undecided if I'm going to take it home and put it in my living room 92-gallon corner Bowfront tank. That will be an awesome centerpiece. In the meantime, I have it here in the store. Just, if I sell it for some great money. If not, then I'll just hold on to it. These are my assorted African peacock cichlids for sale. Everybody in this tank, on this side, $10 each. 3 for $25. And these are the Cynodontis catfishes I was talking about earlier. I got some striped Raphael catfishes in here. I got some bushy nose plecos inside here. I got some strawberry peacocks, jewelfish, Alanocara peacocks. There might be a dolphin head in here still, one or two, unless they're all gone, all sold. And then this side, here goes some abromites right here. They abromite right there, head stander. This side, they're $20 each. Slightly bigger peacocks, or 3 for $50. And I got these, maybe pushing 3 inches frontosas, 4 of them. They're $50 each. And over here, I got some umbunas, $20 each, 3 for $50. And on this side, some peacocks. They go in OB right there. They go a leaf fish, African leaf fish. Another Alanocara peacock. And this 55-gallon is my community tank. Some adoptions in here: angelfish, rainbow fish, 2 kois. I got a customer at my door, so I got to cut this video short. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the Fish Tank Guide store here in Philadelphia. Customers, I got to